Play.
So let's talk the other match. The other one's a bit tasty. Fritz de Minaur. De Minaur, I would imagine, in fact, I'm pretty confident now, to your point, Carson, from earlier, he needs to win this match in straight sets to stay in the tournament, to have a chance of qualifying. And it'd be 1-2. Fritz would be on 1-2. Musetti would be on 1-2 if it goes as expected against Carlos, because that's the thing. If Musetti beats Carlos, it doesn't matter. Fritz would then have to beat Musetti. It kind of gets a bit messier. But yeah, that's a whole different scenario. I don't see a scenario where Carlos doesn't qualify. Really, I think it's going to be a tall order. It might have to be like a 4-3. Musetti wins in straight sets, gets to 4-3, then it comes down to game percentage type of situation. And then Fritz, it's going to depend on how much he wins by. If it's going to be a... so yeah, that could get messy. Like if Musetti beats Alcaraz, that's going to cause all kinds of headaches with group winner in second place and things like that. But we don't see that happening. What about Fritz de Minaur? It's 5-5 head-to-head, but they haven't played in a year. Last time they played was the Davis Cup last year, where Fritz won. Straight off the back of also beating de Minaur in 3 sets at the ATP Finals. In fact, they have played on indoor hard 4 times, and it's 2-2. But de Minaur's wins came from in 2018 and 2019, very early in their respective careers. Taylor Fritz's both came at this time last year. So, again, Brenner, we'll start with you. How do you see, like, what are your thoughts on this matchup going into it?
Yeah, this is a tough one to call. I selfishly wish it was I wish they had both, won their matches, so we would be looking at a 1-1 kind of rubber match, but the same goes. I think this one's tight. I think Fritz is just very comfortable on this surface to me, and I think once again, I feel like we're having the same conversations where like he does get himself into opportunities, right? And he just isn't able to take them. Even thinking back to Wimbledon, but today 1 of 9 on break points. It's just you're giving yourself opportunities. You have to take 1 or 2 and to even have a chance to beat the best. So getting into this, how fired up and pissed off de Minaur is going to be, of course, because he's not one that loses these type of matches when he's ahead. It's not common for him, and he knows what he has to do. On the Fritz side, kind of back to square one in terms of just, I think it's win in advance. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's win in advance. Yeah, Fritz wins. He's through.
Yep.
Well, Yeah, you're right. I think unless something crazy happens with the game percentages with Musetti beating Alcaraz.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, they're coming in with like a little bit of, obviously it's win mindset, but there's a little added pressure on de Minaur in terms of that straight sets result. But I think Fritz just holds a little bit of an edge in terms of his ability to finish points quicker. And once again, I feel like he's continuing to become more comfortable generating pace and dealing with like annoying defense. But it's all about like getting in the correct position, because for him today, you see him getting exposed when he does step inside the baseline a little bit too much. And de Minaur is like, 1-2 counterpunch, attack minded type of tennis. So he's really got to focus on, his spacing particularly. But, from a ground stroke perspective, give the edge to Fritz on the forehand wing, and then the backhand is very, 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 50-50.
I've just done some quick maths while you were talking, Brenner.
Love it.
If Alcaraz wins, Alcaraz needs to win one set to qualify.
Yep. Okay.
Against Musetti. So one set will do it for Carlos to make sure he's in the semi-finals. And then, it really does become win or bust for Taylor. I guess Taylor needs to make, win or bust, or win a set for Taylor, because then in that scenario, like it wouldn't matter if did as much if de Minaur won, because de Minaur can't qualify unless he wins in straights. Yeah. So
it's very interesting.
That's an interesting setup there. And then because then Musetti, if Musetti won in 3, Musetti would be at like 50-50. It would be 4 sets won, 4 sets lost. If Fritz loses in 3, it's 4 sets won, 4 sets lost. So then it's games. And at the moment, he has a slight advantage in games. 27-26. Musetti is 24-28. So that, I think Musetti would need to have a decent game swing in that 3-set battle win over Carlos for that to happen. I'm getting sidetracked by all these permutations. I'm sure the players aren't going to care. They just want to get to win the match however they want to. But I do have a feeling that, Fritz winning a set would improve his chances quite considerably, unless he massively dropped off in that third. So going back to that's kind of scenario set. Carson, again, what are your thoughts on this matchup, coming off what Brenner said?
So, essentially, if I'm understanding the scenario correctly, like Fritz needs to win a set, or if Musetti were to win, as long as Musetti does not win 5 more games, then Taylor wins.
Pretty much, yeah.
Essentially, I do wonder in this match, with as long and as physical as it was, if there could be a scheduling dynamic at play in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Alcaraz Musetti will be the night match.
Yes, because they want to sell tickets for that as well.
Yes.
Get the Italian on the night session.
Which means that Alex has like 6 fewer hours to prepare for his match against someone who does pretty well on hard courts and is very comfortable generating a lot of pace. For Taylor, first serve percentage is going to be the number to look at. If it's like somewhere in the 50s, maybe there's a match, but if it's somewhere around like 64, 65, 66%, he's probably getting a good amount of traffic going down to the other end of
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan.
Good afternoon. Good evening. Good morning, whatever time it is in the world, wherever you are tuning in from. Taylor Fritz is serving first and is already up 30 love on his serve. I will just go through some of the permutations. He's now 40 love, by the way. De Minaur has to win. So he's not out yet. De Minaur has to win in straight sets. And then he has a chance of overtaking Taylor Fritz in the table. And of course, then there's the Musetti-Alcaraz match to come. But if he was to win in straight sets, both he and Taylor Fritz would be exactly the same in terms of sets won and lost. They would also be exactly the same amount of matches won and lost, etc., etc. Now, you might go, yeah, but De Minaur beat Fritz, so head-to-head De Minaur. No, because Musetti is also on one win. So De Minaur needs to win in straight sets and hope that Alcaraz beats Lorenzo Musetti. You might be saying, yeah, but Alcaraz has to win in straight sets. No. An Alcaraz win of any margin would mean that Musetti sets 1 to lost deficit would be, even if he lost in 3 sets, he would be 3-5. And that would be a worse set 1 ratio than Alex de Minaur. So what am I saying? De Minaur has to win in straights. No doubt about it. Because if he doesn't win in straights, Taylor Fritz will be ahead of him in the table. Lorenzo Musetti has to win, basically, to qualify. Alcaraz needs just a set. Hi, Ghosty, by the way. Hopefully you're keeping up. Well, I mean, I guess the most important thing to think about right now is that Fritz is leading 1 love and they're on serve. But I'm looking right at the table. Now, the games differential. So there is a games swing that De Minaur needs as well. So winning in straight sets, 7-6, 7-6. That will give him a 2-game differential, if you like. So he's then getting 2 games for himself, and Fritz's margin goes down 2 games as well. But that will not be enough. At the moment, Fritz is +1, De Minaur is -6. So he needs a 4-game differential. Now, that is not that crazy, that differential. It's just a 6-4, 6-4, 7-5, 7-5. So most straight sets wins gets de Minaur ahead of Taylor Fritz. Most. De Minaur obviously benefiting that his loss to Musetti was extremely fine, as in the difference was very fine. Oh, my mic is off. Thank you, Ghosty. I think you could hear me. You can hear me, right? But you just can tell that it's not as crisp as normal.
I've just fixed it, I think. I hope. Thank you, Ghosty. I'm very pleased that my sound man is working all the way in California. Just give me the thumbs up one way or another. I think right now, still, despite some of the exploits of Carlos, I think everyone at the moment is fighting for second in the tournament. Yeah, I just needed to click a couple of buttons, or at least one button anyway, that normally I remember to click, but in the midst of my abacus workings out for the group scenario, I think there might be a way. I need to think about this, but I think there might be a way of making this simpler. It's if you just make it about games won and lost, I like that because it brings drama all the way through the tournament, no matter what happens. But it just devalues the win, so we don't want to do that. So I'm just wondering if there's a way you can combine the two. I mean, what about just making the win the most important thing? So forget head to head. I think we should just go first and most important thing. By the way, de Minaur won the toss and chose to serve second, which I don't necessarily get. Considering the game differential could matter. So if he was to win 6-3, 7-6, so let's say he wins this set with one break of serve, that probably means he wins the set 6-4, right? And then he wins the next set on a tie break, so 7-6. That's a 3-game differential. That is not enough for him to qualify ahead of Taylor Fritz. However, if he had chosen to serve first and he got the one break, it would be 6-3, and then he would win the next set 7-6, and that would be the 4-game differential that I suggested. We have got some pressure here on the Taylor Fritz serve. It is 15-30. Yeah, Ghosty, yes. Of course, it depends on where you're coming from and where you're going to. Perhaps if he had the same year next year, there might be an element of frustration. By the way, he's not. I don't think he's finished with a year-end 5 ranking yet, Ghosty. I think it depends on what happens in the rest of this tournament. I think he might yet slip, but he's going to be top 8 in the world. 30 all hit, by the way. I know, but right now it's even more difficult. So I'm just, yeah, top 8 is fine. Yeah, no, it might drop because players such as Fritz, de Minaur, Felix might keep winning, get matches. And if you win matches, you get like, I think 150 points, 200 points, something like that. Of course, Ben can still pick up some points by winning his match against Sinner, which of course is, I think, pretty unlikely, but you never know. Break point here, Alex de Minaur. This is bringing out my point. If he'd served first, he would arguably be in a 3-love lead right now instead of 2-1. I mean, I don't know who's coaching these people. And you get a double. Imagine getting a double break. It was a backhand, by the way, into the net that cost Taylor the game. Imagine getting a double break. You're 6-1. You've wiped out the margin with that. Anyway. Oh, but back to Shelton. Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine. We need to just chill out on panicking and going crazy with these hot takes on. It's generally, you always just want to hopefully be better than the year before, you know. So for me, being 1,100 in the world is totally fine. You don't need to say to me at the end of next year, if I'm 1,100 in the world, go, John, you didn't win a Grand Slam. John, you didn't make the ATP Tour Finals. You know, Shelton's trajectory right now reminds me very much of Yannick Sinner's. Yannick Sinner's first matches on the tour were 20. I think I checked this last night, but I'm forgetting now. I think it was 2018 was his first tournaments on tour. And he played more tournaments that year, a lot more tournaments that year than Ben Shelton did in 2022. I think Ben Shelton maybe played 3 or 4 tournaments on the tour, maybe a bit more with the Grand Slams, because I think he had a wild card maybe for the US Open. Yeah, Sinner's first year on tour was 2018. Now, he didn't play the whole year, but he played some tournaments and more than Sinner than Shelton played in, or maybe it was 2019. I'm just looking at all these ITFs and challenges from 2018 for Sinner. So his first year was 2019 when he played some main tour events. He played this is Sinner 2019. He played Vienna, played Antwerp, played the US Open, but he had to qualify there. But he did play and get to the first round before losing to Wawrinka. Sinner 2019 played Umag, Wimbledon qualies. Went out to Alex Bolt. Yannick Sinner lost to Alex Bolt. In the third set, it says 12-10 in 2019. I guess they had no tie breaks in the third set. Those days, they just kept playing. So 2019, 2022 is kind of similar. So then you go to 2023 for Shelton, 2020 for Yannick Sinner. Then you go 2024, 2021, 2022 for Yannick is like this year for Ben. And what did Yannick do in 2022? Made the quarters in Australia, made the quarters at Wimbledon, I think, as well. Maybe the semis at Wimbledon, actually. Well, no, quarters, he lost to Novak. Similar, right? So this is not me predicting that Shelton's going to be winning many majors and stuff in the next couple of years like Yannick has gone on to do, but yeah. Murray got to world number 1. Oh, well done, Taylor Fritz. Telegraphed that. Got his racket on it and some. 15-30. Going through an English breakfast tea phase at the moment. I didn't really drink much this year until the last, 2016. Year-end finals. Beat Novak, I think, in the final. Year-end number 1. Not bad, hey? Won more year-end finals than Rafa Nadal. Mind you, Zverev has won 2 more than Rafa Nadal. Forehand into the backhand slice of de Minaur. Backhand to backhand right now. Now it's on the forehand of Taylor, but he goes into the net, 30 all, and he's annoyed with that. I'm annoyed with de Minaur choosing to serve second. But people just aren't. Clearly, the players and coaches are not paying attention to talking tennis. You just missed a year, Ghosty. I wonder what was going on in your life that year. Maybe you were enjoying, life. Maybe you were enjoying life. Let's say that. Forehand to forehand right now. Oh, lovely slice down the line there from de Minaur, but well patted back by Taylor Fritz Fritz on the defense now. Fritz on the defense. De Minaur comes into the net, but he doesn't have to put that away. 40-30. I still don't call him big four. I don't mind both arguments, and that's not me being diplomatic. I'll tell you, Ghosty, if I agree or disagree, but I don't mind because I think they're both right in a way, in that there was a period when it was a big four, and there was a period when it wasn't. Make sure you hit the like button, by the way, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I think probably from 2013, maybe, 2013 to 2016. That's quite a lengthy period, no? Maybe even the beginning of 2017. Whenever he tailed off and then obviously had the hip injury. De Minaur holds for 3-1. Okay. Fritz serves down the tee. Backhand return has gone long, I think. 15 love. Sure you were, Ghosty. Sure you were. Ghosty, you were at uni when Kennedy was shot, so come on. You're already into your second job. You started your career when we land on the moon. $30 love here for Taylor. Goes to my question is, why didn't you shout duck from the grassy knoll? Why didn't you just duck? Get down. The moon is a Chinese hoax, yeah. Russian, what do you call it? Russian interference or something like that. That's what it was, yeah. I think Russia landed on the moon first. Lovely backhand down the line there from Taylor Fritz. 40 love. What about this? This is maybe too complicated. Giving 3 or 4 points for a win, okay? But then giving a bonus point for a set. Giving a bonus point for a 3-set loss. Something like that. 3 points for a win, a bonus set for a bonus point, just so we can see the table in points and just see it clearly in points. And if we know that a 3-set loss gives you 1 point, I'm going to get a pen and paper and get my abacus out and see if this can work. Ooh, lovely play, Taylor. Lovely play, Taylor. But lovely play, Alex de Minaur, 40-30. Taylor's in one of those moods today when he's talking to himself a lot. That's not a good sign. I mean, he does tend to talk to himself a lot more when he's down a break, but... Indeed, Ghosty, indeed. I mean, there's so many people in the mix for the potential assassin. I even saw a new one recently, and it wasn't that outlandish. Can't remember who it was or which country or organization. Yeah, Cuba Fidel. Obviously, that's fairly near the top. But FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, I think relations weren't good. And CIA, of course, has been implicated, probably more so in that movie, JFK. Russia, of course. The mafia, absolutely. I mean, there's not many organizations or countries that haven't at some point been implicated. So I wouldn't be surprised, Ghosty, if you were involved, if you had been accused at some point. I'm just lucky that Talking Tennis wasn't in existence in those days. Otherwise, they'd probably try and pin it on us. Israel. Maybe it was Israel. Yeah. Okay, so maybe Israel wasn't that new, but it was new to me as a potential. Yeah. Cosa Nostra, isn't that a chain of cafes? Oh, what's de Minaur doing here? If that had landed in, I would have loved it. I have no axe to grind in this match. Don't care who wins, really, but I would have loved it if that landed in because it just would have been so funny. 3-2, because it didn't land in. One good one. Which was the good one? The Cosa Nostra joke or the Talking Tennis implications? By the way, this might be one of our most unpopular streams in a long time. I don't know what that says about us or the two players involved. But yeah, so far there's not much traction for this. Good job that Ghosty's here. Although it's just basically me and Ghosty having a chat. Ghosty, how many coffees have you had so far? Should we check out Twitter? What's going down? Yeah, what's going down? Interview with Vim Facet. Have we seen the Djokovic interview with Piers Morgan? Let's get what do we want to do? Let's go Fritz. Let's put him in the search. Wow, look at you, green tea. Thought you were a coffee guy. I'm still, whenever I put Taylor Fritz in there, it says Taylor Fritz's coach on her feet, and it's his girlfriend or partner. Okay, back to the match. Don't see anything interesting on social media. Got it, Ghosty, got it. Yeah. Listen, there's some good quotes, but people praising Piers for extracting good quotes from somebody as divisive, let's say, as Djokovic, either in their opinions or their career, or as captivating in so many ways. I mean, I think Nerland could interview Djokovic and we still would have got some good sound bites, maybe even better. Yeah, I don't think she's related to Piers, though, Ghosty. Or maybe it was her who did the interview. Yeah, he's a politician. I know what you mean about the supposedly supporting the protesters and stuff. But I mean, he's not lived in Serbia for 20 years, I guess. So, you know, for someone who's supposed to be a patriot and stuff, he doesn't clearly like paying taxes. 1540 here on the de Minaur serve. So we might be back on serve in a moment. Genuinely don't know. I don't think he's really made a lot of clear lines in the sand on that one. Maybe I'm wrong. Do point me in the direction of a social media post or something. De Minaur's missed the backhand, and we are back on serve 3-all. Alex, why didn't you serve first? You plum. Honestly, I should get consultancy fees for this. Oh, definitely, Ghosty. Yeah, and I do know you're cynical, and yeah, sometimes I don't agree with the cynicism, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a political game going on for sure, and could be long term. He might just be keeping quiet on it, so that way he can say he was on either side at any point. There have been some speculative articles, but they are merely speculation on his point and what's the whole Greece thing. I mean, one thing I don't buy is the reasons for moving to Greece. I think was like, oh, the food and the people. Yeah, come on. Right, love. 15 love. I need to get my charger once more. You're going to have to give me a moment. Excuse my ignorance, Ghosty, but Edward Said is someone probably I should know. Ah, okay. Palestinian American. Oh, he died in 2003. So that's 5 years before Obama became president. Okay. Yeah. By the way, Taylor Fritz is comfortably held for 4-3 from Barack Obama and Palestinian sages to Taylor Fritz. Morgan. From Piers Morgan to Morgan. When you say Bernays, you mean Bernie Sanders? Morgan on Morgan, yeah. Oh, some of the Yannick Sinner fans, some of which call themselves journalists, are going nuts about some of the things that Novak said. And I don't think he said anything wildly controversial. I think he was largely supportive of Yannick and sympathetic. I think his chagrin, I'm going to use that word again, is probably slightly more aimed at the authorities, and I think that's fair in the way it was handled. But that's not Yannick's fault, and nor is the likelihood, at least as far as we know, nor is the fact that that his open wound got contaminated. We just don't know, do we? But what we do know is he failed the drugs test. That's it. I mean, that's the only thing we know. Good, Jakey. Looking forward to enjoying you after a healthy boost. What's going on with these names in the... Oh, Edward Bernays. So it's another Edward that I'm not familiar with. You're filling me with Edwards here in the chat, none of them which I know. Last 12 points, by the way, something I do know is that de Minaur's won 1 of the last 12 points. That's not a great ratio for Alex, particularly as he needs to win this in straight sets to have any chance of qualifying. By the way, if he does win in straight sets with a 5 or 4 game winning margin, he actually does then stand a pretty decent chance of qualifying because he just needs Alcaraz to beat Musetti, which is likely. 1 break of serve each. Nothing else of interest. Honestly, Jake, I don't have anything else to say. De Minaur chose to serve second, which I think is I'm so annoyed about this lack of awareness of tennis rules and why he's not choosing to serve first in this set. But Yeah. But I've had that rant a couple of times before, albeit probably maybe I'm going to be doing it more loudly. If Fritz wins this like 7-5, 7-6, 6-4, 7-6 or whatever, he doesn't have that 4 or 5 game winning margin that he needs. If he misses out by 1 or 2 games, I'll be like, yeah, there you go. Silly Billy. Okay, forehand to the backhand of Taylor Fritz. Slice here from de Minaur. Forehand from Fritz. Backhand from de Minaur. Backhand from Fritz goes into the net, but he was under pressure there. 30 all. Getting an education. Very good, Ghosty. Very good. You know, it's so long since I looked at the table. I've forgotten what de Minaur needs in terms of a game swim. So he's 6-7 games behind. So yeah, if he wins by 4 games, 6-4, 6-4, 6-3, 7-6. Sorry, just laughing at that comment. De Minaur holds, by the way, from a little sticky situation. As we reach record numbers for this match, we got 7 people, all 7 of you right now watching on YouTube. Hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, click subscribe. We can even maybe add our subscriber count, which is, you know, it's going wild, the count. You know, it's going up like 1 an hour, maybe 2 an hour, something like that as an average. Of course, when it's, I looked at our, the audience, by the way, recently for like the nationalities and stuff, just because when I was talking to Tennis Warehouse, I was intrigued about, you know, people from outside of Europe purchasing things from their website, which, by the way, is totally good. Click the link in the description below. Get your stuff from Tennis Warehouse Europe and put the code TALK10 in the, you know, in the thing when you buy your stuff. TALK10 there'll be a little box for you to add a discount code in or voucher code, and you put TALK10 in there and you'll get, that's 10 the number, by the way, so it's TALK, TALK 10. Forehand from Fritz goes into the net, and he's annoyed with that one, and he'll be even more annoyed if he looks at the scoreboard. Love 30. I think he's Turkish, but there might be some Russian thing going on as well. Turkish-Russian. You've never even had a cigarette, Jake. Wow, you've lived. And I mean that, because there's absolutely nothing special about trying cigarettes compared to most other slightly harmful things. Like chocolate, for example. I'd be very disappointed if you'd never tried chocolate. But I'm a former smoker, but it's a long time. The year 2000, 1st of October, year 2000. And I'm 90% sure that day, Arsenal beat Manchester United 1-0 at Highbury. And if you remember the goal, Henry, 25 yards out, with a slight angle to the goal, back to goal, flicks it up on his right foot, somehow remains unchallenged, swivels, and puts a self-created volley into the top corner. I think Barthez was in goal, but it wasn't like one of the horror shows from Barthez. There was quite a few from him. I think it was his first year at the club. I think maybe it was his second year we had the horror shows. Thierry Henry, yeah, although you've misspelled his surname. But I quite like the funkiness of the spelling there. Plenty of height on the ball here from both players. Although then, not enough height there from de Minaur as he nets on the backhand. It's 30 all. Yeah, I'm going to just check, because sometimes memories can fail us. But I'm pretty sure that was the 1st of October 2000. Yeah, he does a flick and volley against Man United. 1st of October 2000, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, boom, boom. This is the last day I had a cigarette. And look how old but also unedited, the BBC website appears. Unedited. Do you like it? Do you get it? Do you get it, people? Keep up at the back. Fritz has a game point for 5-4. Yeah, I was. I was a full-on smoker. None of this part-time nonsense. I don't think it really had any effect. It was, I mean, it's something I was trying to do and hoping to do, but no, I was a heavy smoker, 20, 25 a day. Back in those days, you could smoke in the office, and I was a taxi driver, part-time working in the office of the taxi company. And yeah, I'd be, hello, you want a taxi? Hang on a moment. I remember during the 98 World Cup, there was an exciting moment in the game and the phone was ringing, and I was like, wait, I'll pick up the phone when this like attacking play finishes, by which stage that sometimes the phone would run off. Can you imagine the drivers, if they knew that, they'd have been going nuts. And then sometimes as well, I'd pick it up and I'd be like, oh, hang on. Yeah. Because the 98 World Cup, we had a TV in the office, I remember. Pretty small TV and pretty small office, actually, by the train station in North Walsham. If you ever want to go and check out that, there was a phone box. Oh, there was a phone box as well, right by the office at the train station, okay? And I knew the phone number of that phone box. So I think I can still tell you it today. 01692 404849, I think. My memory's correct. But there was another phone box with that same number, so it might be, but whatever. At that time, I knew the phone number. So this was just gold. I would occasionally, not very often, but occasionally call the phone box when I saw somebody like I would know, let's say, because North Walsham's a small town. There's probably a 1 in 10 chance there's someone stood by that phone box who I either know, or at least know the name of, or often, taxi customers, for example, would often wait by this phone box. So I would see them. And of course, the temptation to call that phone box and say, hello, is that Mrs. Brown? Because they would so often pick it up. Yeah? I was like, Vera Brown? Yeah? Vera Brown of 27 Bartholomew Close, North Walsham? Yeah? Thanks very much. No further questions, so put the phone down. Right. There's a tennis match happening, if you weren't sure. And I'll get the score back up for you. Hold on a second. Because we've got Thierry Henry in that goal. Still there. $15 all. Might wonder if this will make the highlights from this stream. Yeah, little bit, ghosty, little bit. Even as a kid, I remember the TV was a bit weird at one point, and it had a remote control, but you could only change the TV with the remote control. And when this is back in like late 80s, early 90s, when you turned the TV off and then turned it back on again, I think it stayed on the channel, or it might revert to BBC One. Some would just do that because you'd have BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, which would be number 3, and then Channel 4, number 4, etc. But I remember taking the remote control with me, and I was going with my father in the truck up to Newcastle. He was a truck driver, and yeah, I'm just reading this now. I'm not taking it. No, I'm not, Ghosty. But there's a million other ways. She goes, she struck up a conversation and offers you a cigarette. You're not taking it. You go, no, I'm not. But what would I don't know. I'm trying to think of something witty. And like this doesn't work very well, does it? Someone goes up to you and she's very attractive. You go, just a moment. Can you give me 2 minutes while I think of a witty response to that? In fact, give me 20 minutes. I'm just going to go in and Google a few things, then I'll come back with something. I mean, I would just say, no, I'm a former smoker. And then I'd probably go down a garden path of some sort. Do you go down a garden path or a blind alley? Anyway, whatever. And probably mention that anecdote I just brought up. I probably might start with the Thierry Henry thing, but depends. If she's wearing a Spurs shirt, maybe I won't. Yeah, there we go, Ghosty. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work, I'm sure. Can see why you're popular. 15 all, 5 all, by the way. Remember, de Minaur has to win by straight sets, and a 7-5, 7-6 score, not good enough for Mr. de Minaur. Needs to win by 4 games. De Minaur has out-aced Taylor Fritz thus far. Taylor Fritz hitting 8 unforced errors on the forehand. At the moment, Jake, not sure. Watch this space. I'm trying to find someone to do the first set. Brenner can join from... Let me just check. I think he's about the second set. Let me just have a quick look, see what Brenner said. Let me see. I think he can join for the second set, but yeah, 3:45. So that's 9:45 here. So yeah, basically an hour into the stream, Brenner said he can join. So yes, but I need someone for the first set or the first hour. yeah, that'll work, Jake. Game point here, by the way, for Taylor Fritz at 40-30. Deuce here on the Fritz serve. This has not been an inspiring performance thus far from Taylor Fritz. Take nothing away from Alex de Minaur. But I didn't expect de Minaur to pose this many problems. He's now got a break point as well after Taylor Fritz on the backhand side nets. I don't like it now, Ghosty. Whether it's cream or mauve or whatever it is. And I don't even know what that last word is. I'm assuming it's a cream-like color. Okay. Break point here. Ace. We get that classic little shake of the racket that Taylor likes to do when he's relieved. Well, I don't know what. I'm not even going to go there, people. You in the chat can go there if you want, but I'm not going there, all right? End of story. You're not getting that from me today, all right? None of that nonsense. None of that smut. I mean, maybe he does. Oh, I can't help myself, can I? That's what he said. Maybe he does. Maybe he does do that. I don't know. A game point here for Taylor Fritz, by the way, with an unreturned serve. Just misses that serve down the tee. Jake, by the way, you asked me for like a breakdown of the match yesterday that you'd missed. I think you missed the first set or something. when you joined the stream, and I think I gave you a decent breakdown and details and stuff of where I think it was going right and wrong, etc., etc. So I'll just look at the chat. But today I just like, sorry, we've been talking about a load of other stuff, and it was a non-event as a match, despite the break each of serve. Oh, we just with that comment, perhaps we just gained a subscriber. I mean, they may well be watching an amusing short. I don't know. And I don't mean Danny DeVito. Get it? Okay. Okay, right. Backhand to backhand here. Okay. Now on the forehand of de Minaur, but he's really a bit of a powder puff forehand, that. Now on the forehand again, a little bit better on that one, moving Fritz way out, but he's still... Oh, but de Minaur's gone long on the backhand there. I've got the ping pong table behind me, by the way, but you can see it's like in its resting spot, if you like. So I could potentially, at the next change of ends, which could, of course, be any moment, play some sort of rebound ping pong, you know, like the tennis equivalent of just hitting the ball against the wall. And Taylor Fritz has held for 6-5. So shall we do just that? You can assess my reflexes, but you are watching it from, obviously, maybe not the most ideal of angles. Wait, that wasn't a really good start. Our beloved Damien, by the way, is a massive ping pong fan. And I fancy myself as a bit of a ping pong player. But when Damien came here in 2023 for the Aussie Open, along with Mario, we played some ping pong. And he's annoyingly good. You know, Damien being good at something is fine, but it is annoying. It is annoying. Not going to lie. I think this bat is not the best bat ever. I've actually got my own bat somewhere, and it's a pretty good one. And I wheel it out when we have, like, challenges here, etc. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Proper bat now. Of course, you can't see the difference, but it doesn't matter. I'd love to put some spin on it. Back spin, side spin, top spin as well, of course. I'm not playing very well right now. Normally I can do like 100 shots. No problem. But maybe the pressure of having six viewers on YouTube. It's got to me. Anyway, here we go. De Minaur serving to stay in this first set. Of course, it wouldn't be this scenario if the Aussie had chosen to serve first. I think DK has only stayed here once, like 1 week for the first week of the Australian Open. I think. But of course, I've stayed with him in various Airbnbs. I think... Have we done Estoril twice? I think we have. I just don't remember the Airbnb. Oh, yeah, we had... Yeah, I do remember. Yeah. It was a good Airbnb. So we've done Estoril. We've shared an Airbnb twice in Estoril. And we shared an Airbnb once in Porto. I think that's it. I think that's all the tournaments we've done together. De Minaur unreturned serve. 30 love. If this match was quick, I could have gone to the gym and maybe gone for a run, both, whatever, one of the two anyway. But it's not been quick, so yeah, there you go. Lovely return of serve there from Taylor. Now, of course, you might say, well, the second set could be a quick one, 6-1 or whatever, and then we're done, but that might be useful. But great excuse. If this one goes 3, I've got the excuse, haven't I? To just not go to the gym. We have, even though I'm not sure about tonight's match, and by the way, it's 50-50, so there's still a chance that we do tonight's match. But even if we don't, I think we're almost certainly we're doing both matches tomorrow. Yes, Ghosty, yeah. Last time I saw you run, Ghosty, was away from the grassy knoll on the 22nd of November, 1963. Suspicious. By the way, we're living in that sort of Orwellian world these days that someone will probably set up an investigation now after that comment, and there'll be a knock at ICE will be knocking at Ghosty's door. I don't know what a gym rat is. Is it someone who's just like fever-like in the gym, like constant? I don't know. I'm guessing that's what it is. Very good, Ghosty. That's not a bad return. It's not a bad return. It's not quite Agassi levels of return, but it's not Shelton or Felix either. Somewhere in between. Maybe Andy Murray. I mean, I think Andy Murray's one of the better ones, so maybe that's a bit harsh on Andy. I think that was one of his big strengths was his return. Probably Rafa is sort of, amongst the legends of the sport. He's probably sort of mid-range, isn't he, on return? He's maybe I'm being a bit harsh on Rafa. Maybe he's better than mid-range. Who's a legend of the sport with an okay return? Just one that you don't talk about because it's neither amazing nor terrible. De Minaur, by the way, got the mini break. Give me some suggestions. It doesn't have to be it could be a guy from the 70s or 80s, maybe. See, I'm just trying to remember Boris's and Stefan's return. They didn't even do returns in those days. It was just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Boom, boom, Boris, etc. Yeah, but also even just generally, it was always a pretty aggressive return. And yeah, I did think of Roger, but then I was like, nah. Amongst the big four, is Nalbanyan a legend? I think you've got to either have won at least a slam, but I would suggest multiple slams, or have made a difference to the sport, one way or another, whether you've had a huge influence on that in that respect, Influence like something changing, and I mean for the better. By the way, De Minaur 3-0 here. Do hit that like button and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and click the link in the description below for all your tennis needs, whether it be rackets, shorts, headbands. I know you like a headband, Ghosty. Socks, tennis shoes, whatever you need regarding tennis. Maybe even a wig. Who knows? Do click the link in the description below and use the code TALK10 when you check out for all your tennis requirements. I think the only thing you can't buy is tennis balls with that. I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's the only thing you can't buy. With that code, I mean, I think that code is valid on everything. I could be wrong, but try and buy some balls with it and see what happens. Maybe I'll try and get some balls later. You want some balls, Ghosty? You need some balls? Who needs some balls? Let me know. I want to know if you need some balls. Right. Taylor Fritz there is annoyed. He's down 4-1 in this tiebreak. And De Minaur is about to serve twice. Why? Yeah, of course you get 4 balls in a can. How many do you get, Ghosty? 3? Don't give me none of this 3 nonsense. You need 4 because I think you need 4 to play. You don't need it. Actually, we lost a ball yesterday when we were playing, and it went in the hedge, but was irretrievable. And 5-1 change of ends, by the way. That is ridiculous, Ghosty, because 4 is a great number to play with. Listen. Of course, 5, 6, 7, and probably Ghosty, what you're playing, you're so posh, you probably got ball kids and stuff to give you the balls. But sadly, us working class guys here, Yes, I'm working class and I play tennis. It's a rare, get that Venn diagram out and working class and people that play tennis. It's a very, 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 but we are there. We do exist. And anyway, 6-1 now, de Minaur. 5 set points. Serve +1. And de Minaur is still in with a chance of qualifying. He needs to win this match in straight sets to give him a chance. And needs a 4-game differential. So 7-6, 6-3 will be enough. If he wins 7-6, 7-5, by the way, or 7-6, 6-4, I am going to be so annoyed that people are not paying attention to talking tennis because I told you to serve first. I'm going to be so annoyed, but I'm also going to be secretly happy. If that makes sense. What unbelievable defense there from de Minaur. Couldn't quite defend it the last one, but wow. It's just better, Ghost. It's just better. Sometimes something can be better without showing off. Okay, Taylor Fritz here. Gets to 6-3. So he saves the 2 set points. Or 2 of the 5 set points. Yeah, 5 set points on his serve. But he's going to now face 2 on the de Minaur serve. Where are you going to go with this serve, Mr. Demon? Down the tee, unreturned. Alex de Minaur wins the first set, and we will take a quick break. Hey, thanks for taking the time to, well, you haven't got any choice, actually. I'm just talking at you, if you like. But I'm here also to present to you why I think it's not a bad idea and not that expensive as well if you become a member. And this is how you can do it, and this is what you can gain. So if we look here at the Talking Tennis sort of homepage, if you like, on YouTube, we can see this little button here which says join. It is also pinned in the live chat as well, and you can also, I think, see it just below most of our videos, certainly the live ones and so on. Now, why is it a good idea to join and become a member? Well, in the live chat, you can add little funny things, you can add emojis and all sorts of things, but possibly more importantly, you can get to access some live videos, such as this one here, where we look back on the last sort of few moments from the Billie Jean King Cup. So there are little bonuses such as this one, but there are many, many more. And in fact, if we have a quick look at all of the members only stuff, I repeat, you will see very, very quickly some of the top stuff that we've had for members only over the last 12 months since the channel began. Remember, these videos are for members only. You can become a member from as little as about $2 a month, €2 a month, £2 a month, something like that. There are various different things. Oh, and by the way, you'll also be supporting the channel. So it's a win-win-win-win scenario. Let me just show you some of the members only stuff. For example, we've got an exclusive little clip there talking to Laura Siegmund, Laura Tsurenko, her encore interview, some doubles footage there from Monastir, the Germany press conference pre-tournament Billie Jean King Cup, Claire Burrell talking as well to the media in her press conference in Monastir, Storm Hunter and Alicia Parks interview, Rebecca Masarova, her press conference, Coco Gauff exclusive for members only, albeit it was in Madrid, but these are just some of the things, some of the interviews and etc. Like Lestien here, a chat with him, Emma Navarro, and so on and so forth. So many little bonus videos available for just €2 a month. So, what are you waiting for? Become a member. Or don't. It's okay. Hello everyone, sorry about the delay. I am back. You must be wondering where I went. We've got a game point here for de Minaur on serve. Yeah, see you soon, Ghosty. De Minaur has stolen some points in the last 4 games, some tennis insights. What does that mean? It means when he's way down in the point, but ultimately ends up winning the point. Way down, as in like he's defending like mad, somehow hanging on, as de Minaur can only do. In the last 4 games, he's won 36% of his points in that manner. Taylor Fritz has not won any in the last 4 games. Oh, that's a terrible forehand from Taylor. Remember, a 3-set loss for Taylor Fritz, and he still could qualify. A straight sets loss, he could still qualify if it's a narrow straight sets loss. Backhand return. Forehand into the net. He comes, Taylor. Oh, he's not going to put that one away. The lob is too good, but well done, de Minaur, for staying in the point. Forehand from Alex. Well done, Alex de Minaur. Really well done. Love 40 now on the Taylor Fritz serve. Fritz serving here under huge pressure. Having lost the first set, he's now facing 3 break points. And he's missed the first serve. Second serve return. Backhand to backhand. Backhand now into the backhand again of de Minaur. Good change of direction from de Minaur. And Taylor Fritz can't defend. It's 2-love Alex de Minaur. So, a set and a break now is de Minaur's advantage. De Minaur serving here. Decent forehand there from Taylor. But that backhand's going to go long. $18 points to 6 in the last 24 points in favor of de Minaur. Oh, he gets very lucky with that drive volley because it clips the net and it deadens the ball. And he wins the point. 30-love now, de Minaur. De Minaur backhand into the net. So a point at least for Taylor Fritz. 30-15. Backhand return, backhand from de Minaur, forehand from Fritz, forehand to forehand right now. Backhand cross court. Oh, lovely volley there from de Minaur. That's what I'm talking about. I was talking about his volleys the other day. You mean the whole tournament, Jake? I don't think it's been that strange. I mean, Sinner winning both his matches in straight sets. Yeah. I mean, tragic in terms of the people dying in the audience, of course, which happened a couple of times this week. Or audience members collapsing and then later dying, I think. Musetti winning that in the manner he did especially, but also Musetti, winning a match is kind of strange. Disappointing return there for Taylor. I am not surprised that Shelton lost both his matches, for example, but I'm a little disappointed in the manner of the two losses. That's probably the one disappointment for Shelton. Maybe Felix's level is a bit lower than I expected, but then the other thing with Felix is maybe I put too much optimism, bearing in mind he was pretty underwhelming in 2022. I know he beat Rafa, but going out in the group stage. Maybe. But this can happen, right? I mean, how many times are you watching a Grand Slam in the first couple of rounds and you're like, Ons Jabeur going out before you'd even turn your TV on the French Open in 2022, I think it was, when she went out first round. Jessica Pegula, similar in Wimbledon last year. I mean, you get strange results, don't you? Maybe none more so than at slams. Or results that results that take you by surprise or take you aback. Anyway, 3-love for Alex de Minaur. And if he wins this set 6-3, he will have knocked Taylor Fritz out. And then it's just between him. Believe it or not, de Minaur wins this 6-3, and it's extremely likely that he qualifies, because then he just needs an Alcaraz win. His sets ratio will be 3-4. 3 sets won, 4 sets lost. Musetti, even if he loses in 3 sets, will be 3 sets won, 5 sets lost. Oh dear, Taylor Fritz with that backhand. $15-all. Backhand return, forehand from Fritz. Goes long, 15-30. My goodness me, Alex de Minaur. 4-love. If he breaks here and goes on to win the match that comfortably, then yeah, he's well past the threshold to overtake. Ooh, just missed that return. Unlucky, de Minaur, because it was a good effort. $40-30. Good serve down the tee there, Taylor. Holds, unreturned. 3-1. So, over to you, Alex de Minaur. 3-1 you're leading in the second set, having won the first set by 7 games to 6. This is his first serve down the tee. Backhand return. Lovely forehand winner there. Double fault. 15-all. First serve into the net. So 15-all, second serve here, de Minaur. wonder just how nervous de Minaur might be feeling right now in terms of, not just in terms of qualifying potentially, but also what he talked about after the Musetti loss, the mental side of things. Fritz has gone long there with a forehand. 30-15. I mean, I had Fritz and Alcaraz emerging from this group, and I had Sinner and Felix emerging from the other group. But for me, Felix and Zverev was going to be, close, that one, let's say. Serve volley here from de Minaur. Lob from Fritz goes long, and it's 40-15. Apart from the standouts, your Djokovic's and your Sinners, though, I think the ATP Finals is super difficult to predict. Well held there from Spoil Bother. Holds for 4-1. Change of ends. But we've seen de Minaur in a comfortable position like this in the third set, albeit against Musetti. But Fritz is not showing anything right now. Maybe I didn't see the Musetti match, much to my disappointment because of how amazing it's turned out. But yeah. Okay, when they return to the court, Fritz in real trouble, 1-4 down. And of course, that 3-game differential in this set plus the 1 in the first set, I think it's enough. Can I just check? Just going to check the group standings now, and I'll probably share them on the screen with you. Yeah, here we go. So this is the group as it stands. Let's go with a 7-6, 6-3 win for Alex de Minaur, okay? Because he's obviously on course for that. He would then end up with 3 sets won, 4 sets lost. So would Taylor Fritz. And therefore, it would come down to games won and lost. De Minaur would win 13 games. So he would go 37 games won. And he will have lost 6 plus 3, 9. So then 39. All right. Taylor Fritz will go from 37 games won to 36 games won. He'll win 9 games. But he will also then lose 7 plus 6, which is 13, so 39. Yeah, exactly. So a 4-game swing would put, by the finest of margins, Alex de Minaur ahead of Taylor Fritz. But he needs to win this set by a 3-game margin. In other words, Fritz needs, always miss that drive volley. Fritz needs to get 4 games in this set. If Fritz gets 4 games in this set, it's done. There's nothing de Minaur can do about it. De Minaur wins 7-6, 6-4, no good. De Minaur wins 7-6, 7-5, no good. De Minaur wins 7-6, 7-6, no good. De Minaur wins in 3 sets, no good. So Fritz needs 4 games in total in this set. And he's got 2, but he might run out of road. As in, like, if de Minaur keeps holding. So de Minaur is 2 wins away from not a guaranteed spot in the semis, but a really healthy shot. Just needs Alcaraz to beat Musetti in any way, shape, or form. Yes. Yes, I would be. But I would love you to know which language you're referring to. Because actually, I don't think I've used any. 4-2. Forehand return into the forehand of de Minaur. Backhand cross court here. Now it's on the forehand of Taylor Fritz. Backhand from de Minaur goes long. Love 15. Is this the wobble that Taylor Fritz needs? Good serve down the tee there from de Minaur. 15 all. But tense moments here with de Minaur serving. 15-30 now. Leads 4-2 in this second set. So it's 7-6, 4-2, but 15-30. That lob from Fritzy was too good. 15-30. Do hit that like button. And of course, if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. First serve is into the net. Second serve here. Taylor Fritz returns into the rally. No, it's not because it's gone long on the return, Taylor. 30 all. Where are you going with this serve? Down the tee, you're going to miss the first serve, de Minaur. So 4-2, 30 all. Forehand return. Forehand to forehand right now. Taylor, but Taylor dumps the forehand into the net. Game point for de Minaur for 5-2. De Minaur's going to be getting his Spanish shirt on later and Alcaraz scarf out. And if he sees any half and half scarves, he'll be ripping them up. And he puts the serve and volley away. 5-2, change of ends. Wow. Just going to put a tweet out there. De Minaur just needs to prevent Fritz from getting 4 games in this set. So if he wins 6-3 or better, he overtakes Taylor in the group, dumping the American out of the ATP Finals in the round robin stage. Alex will also have an excellent chance of progressing. just needs Alcaraz to beat Musetti. Well, well, well. Okay. 2-5. Fritz here serving. But he is looking pretty comfortable, is Taylor, on his serve here? Probably not. No. In fact, I would say almost certainly not, Jake. Make sure you hit that like button, by the way, and of course, subscribe if you're new. That's the table going into the match. And you can see that Taylor pre-match had a 1-game advantage, okay? So he's 1 game plus 1. De Minaur was -6. What that means is there's a 7-game... There's +1 for Taylor, -6 for De Minaur. So he needs a 7-game swing. That means him winning by 4 games altogether means he goes up 4, Taylor goes down 4, and that's enough. And he's on target for that. He just needs to serve it out. Fritz here serving, 30-15. Net cord for Taylor. Forehand here from Fritz. Another forehand from Taylor. De Minaur just putting these back. Slice from Alex de Minaur. Forehand from Fritz goes into the net. It's a terrible forehand. And he's had one of those days on the forehand side to forget. Okay, 30 all. All second serve. Backhand return. Forehand from Taylor. Backhand to backhand right now. Maybe just De Minaur needs to just pepper the forehand where he can. Go to the forehand now. Yes, that's right. Backhand here, aggressive shot from Taylor, but he's going to get to the baseline pretty quickly. Still in the rally here. De Minaur doing okay, defending pretty well. Now it's on the forehand of De Minaur. Comes into the net, does Alex. He's going to let this one bounce. Should put the smash away, and does. And he has a match point. And this match point would put him into the not put him in the semi-finals, not yet, but would give him an unbelievable shot. Match point. Alex de Minaur. Taylor Fritz, decent serve. Backhand to backhand right now. Now on the forehand of Taylor. Now on the forehand of De Minaur. De Minaur comes into the net. Does he put the volley away? No, he doesn't. Taylor fighting. Oh my goodness, a smash. But he's back in the rally, is Fritz. If Fritz wins this rally, it's going to be wild. If Fritz wins this rally, it's going to be wild. He does win this rally. Deuce. Dearie me, there was a smash there for Alex. Can De Minaur get the job done? Serve. Out wide. Forehand return. Weird volley there from Taylor Fritz, but it's okay. They're still in the rally. Slice here from De Minaur. Forehand from Fritz. Forehand from Fritz once again. Much better this time on the forehand, unlike most of the other match. But good depth there from de Minaur. A slice from de Minaur. Backhand down the line is really good from Taylor Fritz. Oh, wow. Taylor Fritz, a little bit lucky with that net call, but did incredibly well to defend. And he's going to have a game point, is Taylor Fritz. On his serve. Advantage Taylor Fritz for 3-5. Misses the first serve. Backhand return. Backhand down the line from Fritz. Forehand now into the backhand of de Minaur. Slice now from de Minaur into the forehand of Taylor Fritz. Decent forehand from Taylor. And de Minaur errs on the forehand side. And therefore it's 5-3. And de Minaur will have to serve this one out. There we go. There's the score right now. 5-3, Alex de Minaur. And now it is the Australians' turn to serve for the match. And a potential space or potential spot, it's all potential right now, but he would at least dump Fritz out, and then it would just be between him and Musetti. And he would just need an Alcaraz win in that encounter. Okay, Fritz serves into the net. Backhand return from Taylor. Backhand now cross court. Backhand from Taylor Fritz into the backhand of de Minaur. Forehand now to forehand. How nervous is de Minaur feeling? I think quite nervous. That was a mishit forehand there, and it is love 15. Okay, into the rally here. Forehand from Taylor is pretty good. De Minaur defending, but he can't defend that. And it is love 30. Remember, Taylor Fritz gets to 4 games. It's de Minaur who goes out. This game will decide which one of these two is out. This is the game that decides. Fritz wins it, whatever happens, de Minaur will be out if he wins this game. De Minaur serving. Misses the first serve, does he? Or is that an ace? It's an ace, 15-30. Ace for Alex de Minaur. The match won't be over, but the chances of qualifying will be. This game is everything. This is the shootout. De Minaur comes in for the serve volley. Now he's got a smash. Wow, what a point, what a point, what a point. Another smash. Surely he puts this away, and he does. What a point that was. 30 all. Wow. I don't know if each player knows, Matthew. They should know, but I don't really know how much. They need to listen to Talking Tennis. We've all laid it all out. Wonderful serve there from from Alex de Minaur. Fritz just needs 1 game. And Fritz is, listen, I'm optimistic, let's say, that Alcaraz wins tonight. So this is the game. Whoever wins this game qualifies. Doesn't matter if it goes on that de Minaur wins the match 6-4. It's not good enough. Good serve, then the tee. De Minaur has won. Well done, Alex. What a tough match that was, especially for him mentally, having suffered a traumatic loss to Lorenzo Musetti in the previous encounter in such a painful fashion, having served for the match. This time he serves for the match and goes down love 30. But Taylor Fritz is out. He is gone from this tournament. That is that done. But after this win, de Minaur has an excellent chance of progressing. But so close, just one game in it. That's how tight it was. Going to put a tweet out there. Taylor Fritz out. Now between down to Musetti, who needs to beat Alcaraz or de Minaur gets the runners-up spot. Okay. Back to the match. Alcaraz, not Alcaraz. De Minaur winning that one in straight sets, as you can see on the screen. But de Minaur goes up a break in the first set, kind of surprisingly. Fritz gets the break back, and you think, okay, we're back on cue now, and Fritz is going to win the tiebreak. Not at all. De Minaur raced into a 6-1 lead, ultimately winning that tiebreak by 7 points to 1. What that now meant with the maths going into this particular event was that de Minaur needed a 4-game swing in his favor. As you can see, he's got 1 more game in the first set than Taylor, 3 more in the second, 1 + 3. He's got that swing. What happened in the second set is he raced into a 3-love lead and hung on, but he had a few wobbles, particularly when serving out, love 30 down, and you thought, oh no, with all the baggage that he's had recently, especially with some of these tight losses to top 10 players like Musetti. He said he needed to change something. Well, today he did. He won 4 points in a row, which helped him get over the line to win it 7-6, 6-3. And now probably, but not definitely, put himself in with a chance. Well, he's definitely put himself in with a chance, but he's now given himself a hell of a chance of qualifying. Because as you can see on the screen right now, he just needs Alcaraz to beat Musetti. It doesn't matter if it's in 3 sets or straight sets. Just having a quick look at some of the stats from this particular encounter. Fritz hitting 33 unforced errors and 17 winners. Fritz hit almost double the number of unforced errors to winners. A much more solid ratio for de Minaur, 24 winners, 28 unforced errors. Having a quick look at maybe some of the serving stats here. Taylor will be very disappointed to have got 59% first serves in, but also only winning 66%. Bearing in mind, his serve is a weapon. Compared to de Minaur, who I don't think can count his serve as a weapon, 66% for Taylor Fritz, 83% first serves for de Minaur. That, to me, is as much about the Taylor return today, which wasn't good enough. And also, the forehand from Taylor. How often did we see Taylor with his head in his hands, having hit a forehand into the net or out? Too much, too often. Anyway, most important stat, of course, is that 7-6, 6-3 has given Alex de Minaur an excellent shot at qualifying as the runner-up in this group. He just needs a win for Musetti. Sorry, a win for Carlos Alcaraz in any way, shape, or form. Because we look at this. If Carlos Alcaraz beats Lorenzo Musetti, you'll have 3 players on 1 match win. Taylor Fritz, we already know, is behind de Minaur in the group now with that 4-game swing, meaning that de Minaur has a slightly better games ratio because de Minaur has won 37 games and lost 39. Taylor Fritz has won 36 games, 1 less, and lost 39, the same. So 1 less game. That's why that last game was so huge. As for Musetti, if he loses, it's going to come down to set differential. If he loses in straight sets, he has won 2 sets and lost 5, -3. Alex de Minaur will have won 3 sets and lost 4, because that table on the screen is not yet up to date, and therefore -1. So he's ahead of him there. Even if Musetti loses in 3 sets, though, that's still not good enough for Musetti. Why? Because Musetti would then go from -3 to -2. So he would then go 3 sets won and 5 sets lost. So he would then be -2, which would still be not as good as de Minaur's 3 sets won, 4 sets lost. So the task is simple. Carlos Alcaraz has won the group. He's through as the group winner with 2 wins because, oh no, tell a lie. Musetti wins and it comes down to head-to-head, right? So Musetti wins and he wins the group. But Alcaraz is through, either as group winner or runner-up. Of course, if he finishes runner-up, there's a good chance he'll play Jannik Sinner. In fact, I think he definitely will play Jannik Sinner, who I think has qualified as the group winner in the other group. But as for, basically it's simple between Musetti and de Minaur. Musetti wins, Musetti and Alcaraz qualify. Alcaraz wins, de Minaur and Alcaraz qualify. Thanks for joining, and you know the drill.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.